Hey YouTube, this is part 3 of my video review of the seQuro GuardPRO 2 security system, and we're just staring at a blank screen because my buddy's fixing to demonstrate how well this thing picks up. He's fixing to go out the back door, and he's going to wave to the camera and say something, so you definitely watch out for the audio in this clip. So any second it should pop up. There it goes. You can see that he's fixing to put a little water in his radiator. Nice hot summer day here in Tennessee. And you can see just how well that this security system it picks up everything. And I'm sorry that you're able to see my fan turning in the background. I apologize for that, but I didn't even think about it till I already started filming. But you can tell everything is crystal clear. It's 1080p. You can lower the quality of it down to 720, but I've got it set for 1080p right now, and you can see just everything is just super clear. Now I will say it does tell you in the manual not to install your cameras real close to an HVAC unit, because it can set it off. Yeah, I don't know if you guys just heard him, but he was like, he walked by and waved and said, "Hey, buddy," and took off. I could hear him clear as a bell. So anyways, what I was saying is you don't want to install your security camera so close to your HVAC that when it kicks on and off that it sets it off. So just play around with that. Now you can adjust the sensitivity of when the camera kicks on and kicks off. So yeah, it is adjustable. And let's say you have a street light or something that puts off a little bit too much glare, you can adjust the brightness of these cameras at nighttime. So that is definitely a big plus. And I highly recommend this camera system. I don't think you'll find anything that is this good of quality for this price and this simple to install. So I'm really impressed with it. And I'm fixing to go outside and show you what the cameras look like mounted on the side of the house, so just bear with me. Alright guys, we're back. I just wanted to kind of show you how I've got my cameras mounted. I tried to mount mine as much out of the weather as you can. These are weatherproof cameras, but if you want to try to put them up underneath a ledge, it just only protects the cameras. And you can see there's a ledge that sticks out probably about this far from the camera. I know it's high up and you'll probably get some wind and rain blowing in on it, but it is a weatherproof camera. And anyways, you can see that it's a real simple install. It's just 3 screws that mount the camera, and then you have infinite adjustment. You've got this little adjuster here that adjusts it up and down, and then you have this little Allen set screw right here that adjusts the camera like this way. Like if let's say the ground is uneven, you can adjust this and tilt the camera to the left or right, and when you're looking at the video, it shows it the ground is level. So it just makes it a little easier to watch than if it's uneven. And then you have just your little antenna right there, and there's also like a little button on the back that you press in to pair the camera to the monitor. And then you have your wire that comes out the back. And then what we did, we just run the wire right through there, and we drilled a 1/2 inch hole. You can see the 1/2 inch hole right there, and that's how we mounted that one. And so it's done really, really well. I couldn't be happier with it. As far as the second camera, we took and mounted it right here on the soffit. And again, the way that we did that was we drilled a 1/2 inch hole, and then we run the cable up through the hole. And so there's no wire. The wire is running up through the middle of this, and we run it through the attic. And I'll go ahead and tell you, if you plan on running yours up through the attic, just save yourself some trouble and go to Home Depot and buy you a fish tape, and just fish the wire through to the attic, and you can pull it real easy. It took us literally less than an hour to hook all 3 cameras up, and like I said, I couldn't be happier with the installation and the way that everything worked out real easy. Normally when I do something, an hour project turns into a 5-hour, 10-hour project, but not with this. It was really that simple. I'm not even trying to blow smoke. These people don't pay me to, lie. I don't get anything from seQuro. They don't send me money or any of that. I'm just saying this is a great camera system, and I would definitely buy it again, because I've really enjoyed having it. So I'm gonna go back to the third camera, so just bear with me. All right, guys, sorry about the HVAC unit noise, but you can see that there's the other camera right there, and I mounted it right just above the gutter, just to add some like wind protection. Don't know if that'll help it, but I just figured it might, add a little bit of wind and sun protection to it. So anyways, it is what it is. I mounted it like I mounted the second camera. I just drilled a hole in the center and run the wire up through and pulled it through in the attic, and real simple installation. All right, guys, I've got some things laid out here on the table that you will need to make your life a lot simpler when installing this security system on a house. And especially if you're installing it outside or inside, it doesn't really matter, because all in all, you're still going to need a 1/2 inch drill bit to drill the hole to feed the camera cable through to the other side of wherever you're going to plug it in at. And so you definitely need a 1/2 inch drill bit. Another thing that really come in handy for me and my buddy last night was we used a fish tape. And if you're not familiar with one of these, it's basically just a piece of wire that's coiled up inside here, and you just twist this handle and it pushes more wire out. I think there's 50 feet in here to be exact, and it's got this little bitty loop here on the end, so you can take a piece of cable. What we did was, let's just say I'm going to use this piece of coax cable as my camera wire. We just took that piece of cable and put it right there. Just bear with me, because I'm trying to record this and do it at the same time. You just take that piece of wire and you just wrap it around that fish tape, and you just tape it. And we hooked the little connector into this little loop here on the fish tape, and we just when we drilled the 1/2 inch hole, we just stuck this this fish tape with a wire taped to it up through, and extended this out, about 20-25 feet or something, and it just pushed the wires in for us to be able to grab a hold of them real easy. And anyways, it made it so easy to grab the wires up in the attic, because when you push the wires in, most likely your house is going to be like mine, and you're going to have insulation, and it's going to be hard to reach the wires without having to walk through the insulation. And for me, there's like a little catwalk up in my attic, so we were able just to use this fish tape to push the wiring over to the middle of the floor where we could reach over there and grab it real easy. Another thing that you'll need quite possibly is a staple gun. And this one here is a Craftsman staple gun, and it has the wire guard feature on it. And I don't know if you can see this. Let's all right, guys, I took a piece of that coax cable and I stuck it to the end of this staple gun. You see it's got a little metal guard. If my camera will focus, see it's got a metal guard sticking up, and you just take and slide the wire right in the middle of that guard, and you're able to staple around the wire without the staple puncturing and going into the jacket of the wire. And so it just makes it really easy to staple with that little guard on there. So, you know, if you use a regular staple gun, be careful that you don't puncture the wire. You know, look for one that has a little guard on it, metal guard like this. It just makes it a lot easier. And the third thing that you will need is either an ink pen or just a little screwdriver. And the reason I say an ink pen or a screwdriver is because on the back of the cameras, it has one of those little bitty buttons that comes on a lot of different things. And you just mash it in, and that's how you use to pair the cameras to the monitor in there. So that's all the tools that you'll need. It's a really simple install, and I'm gonna show you some more features in the next video, so make sure you stick around. I'm sorry I broke this down into so many parts, but you know, I keep learning more and more stuff about this camera, and it's just amazing how many features this thing has for, you know, a $200, a little over $200 camera, you know, and you can add more cameras to it, like I said, for $70 a piece, and you know, you can have up to 4. And so right now, like I said, I've only got 3, but I'm planning on getting a 4th camera because I really like it that much. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video, and like I said, make sure you watch part 4, because I'm going to tell you more of the features and show you more on how to use the monitor of this system. And I know you're going to want to see it. And talk to you guys later. Make sure you like and subscribe.